king size on an empty wallet by Rishi Prabhakar Guruji. Chapter 1. Taste your brakes. A young man sat on motorcycle for the first time in his life. He had his brother start the engine while he held the clutch. As the engine started, he was asked to slowly release the clutch. The motorcycle started moving. He was so excited that he was riding the vehicle. He understood that he can slow down the vehicle by turning the accelerator and happily went around the block. Everybody cheered as he came back. Again he come back second time. This time he wanted to stop. He did not know whether the brakes were. He shouted to his brother, "Where are the brakes?" His brother ran and shouted, "Apply the clutch and press the pedal below your right foot." He could not hear him. Again he come around the block. This time the brother shouted the instruction again, running along with the vehicle. Again he could not understand what his brother said. The young man jumped out of the vehicle with serious injuries. The vehicle was upon him. That young man was my grandfather. Do you know your brakes? Most people do not even know that there is a brake. They run around the business of life every day without brakes or brake. Days turn into weeks turn into months turn into year. After several years, they know what is coming next year. The only unknown is death, which they fear so much. Without brakes, you cannot stop and get down where you want to go. Most people do not get down at all until death. How you taken any time to ask the question, where I am I going? I have a friend who is always anxious to go to the next place. As soon as we reach a place desire, he is pressing us to move to the next place. He is happy to be driving. He could not enjoy the place where we were. Most of us are going where? I was very busy going around and round teaching people how to rest, how to meditate. I thought it is my fundamental duty to teach and make a contribution. There was no time for anything else. If you want to do great thing, live as though you are never going to die. If you want to do loving things, live as though you are going to die tomorrow. I was addicted to doing great thing, loving thing. I was a great man. Everybody I know of also agreed that I am great. My ego was fully satisfied. Are you also one of these great men, giving your life for your family and community? Do you go to work honestly? Do you go to the church on Sunday? Are you a good Christian or Muslim or Jew or Buddhist? Are you going regularly to places where you are expected to go? Is your life for fulfilling your past commitments and keeping appointments on your calendar? Or do you leave the hours or day in a way that it deserved to be recommended in your and others' calendar. A busy man is never too wise, a wise man never too busy. Are you free or are you always too busy? Where are you going? Have you found the place where you want to go? Most people don't know where they are going. They are always bored where they are. They want to go, but to where? Can you stop what you are regularly doing? We are all caught in what we are regularly used to doing. We have become expert. An expert is one who does something with great ease that others can do only after much training and time. We don't have the courage to stop. We are afraid what will happen to us if we stop. Going for a holiday and coming back to the same work is not stopping. Can you start your life as if we were born yesterday without taking a refuge in your past? We are afraid what will happen to us if we stop. Going for a holiday and coming back to the same work is not stopping. Can you start your life as if we were born yesterday without taking a refuge in your past? Without any built up identity, can you dispose of your identity and restart as a nobody? This was a challenge put to me by my wife, who was sick of my busy programs. I took up the challenge, and when I was already 56-year old, even though unwillingly, we packed off our bags and left for Pondicherry. My wife, my life became miserable. Those who heard our story said that we will not last even 6 months after the intoxication of being admired and wanted by so many people around the world for so many years. They watched us humorously. I slept as much as I could and took to fancy engineering work and doing things that I had never done before. I had not visited a grocery shop for a decade. Some student who met me on the stress could not believe that their master was in the shops and walking around like an ordinary mortal. I had a lot of time as I had relieved myself of usual busy schedule and not because I was retired. I was churning out my identity. My wife would remind me to get rid of my identity, and I was pain on side and challenge on the other. I am sure that almost all spiritual teachers who have been adored for many years by millions will find it impossible to churn out their identity and are as much stuck as anybody else. They talk of the ill effect of ego, but are full of fat ego. They will justify that they have no ego, but hardly one of them can walk daringly like a Gandhi. It is during these painful days for my ego that a new process started happening. I discovered a kind of pranayam, stretching and silence that took me deeper into samadhi that I had hardly attained in years of my sadhana. I was getting a new understanding that transcended all that I had learned. I started fighting that I can do anything just like a child. Whenever I had through was beyond me had become a possibility. my body started changing. I began to feel so young. I had found that nectar of life. I had learned how to stop at will, like you brake a vehicle rather than a dead by hitting a tree. I was also aging and dying through not as fast as my classmate. My previous sadhana of Siddha Samadhi Yoga helped me to stop for 15 minutes a day before lunch and dinner. But I had no way to stop for long periods and enjoy the silence of my being, both in and out of meditation. The way I was going, I would have lived a maximum of 120 years. Now I was churning out my ego and growing younger day by day. I have named it as SSY Kaya Kalpakriya as it brings about a renewed body. We have all very successfully demonstrated that by practicing SSY meditation for 15 minutes twice a day, we are able to change our food habits to 50% natural foods and most lifestyling desirable diseases like diabetes, blocks, and hearts. Most lifestyle diseases like diabetes, blocks in the heart, ulcer, asthma, arthritis, etc., can be successfully reversed and dependence on drug can be eliminated. SSY Kaya Kalpakriya is about 10 times stronger than SSY. Most people are able to start a shift to 80% raw food immediately. They feel very calm and energized all through the day. Need for sleep is reduced to around about 4 to 5 hours. New vistas and possibility opens up. 60-year-old people start feeling 16-year-old in just a few days. People who are not played with children start playing like a kid. Chronic diseases start to disappear in just a few days. Of these people lose many pounds in a week. Muscles and nerves start getting rejuvenated and beautiful body begins to form. Now we see that many cancers can be reversed. Studies have been stated that cooperation of the National Institute on Cancer, Kidwai Memorial Institute of Oncology to document the effect on cancer. Through SSY Kalpa Kriya, we are able to stop our running into nowhere and stop building up of our old habits and identities. When your past possibility runs out, leave and we lose control and act as a automated being. Our behavior become predictable and our personality is set stronger day by day. This is called being driven by our past karma or past repeated action out of habit and not out of choice. The development the developed personality cannot be broken by merely visualizing your wanted personality. To develop 7 habits or 10 habits of effective people, more reading of a textbook on personality development will not do. The secret of success is not merely in positive thinking until the original personality is broken down to fine clay. The pot cannot be reconstructed. You may see the movie and the secret a millions a time. You will remain the same condition personality, and whatever change that happen for short time happens out of extreme efforts and uh, practices and lapses into old self. The person is more tired than before and loses whatever comfort he or she was blissfully enjoying even through very much less day by day. Enthusiasm for life for most people may be decreasing, but at least the bliss of ignorance is not lost. There are two kinds of bliss. The first one is the bliss of discovering that I can do more than before through my acquired abilities and assets. This is progressive. Then there is a bliss of agreeing with defeated people that the world is going wrong and nothing can be done. Young people belongs to the first category and most older people belongs to the second category. This is the difference between moving to life or moving to death. Actually, physical death is a relief for soul to acquire a new body and restart life. When nothing can be enjoyed by this body, it is better to throw it. Nature act this way and release the soul from further misery. A life lived without joy is not worth living. One must learn to live consciously, joyfully, and in freedom or moksha. Being led by your past agreement, aspiration, memories, and action without the abilities to stop and recreate, you repeat what is comfortable rather what is required and wanted in moment. Most people live in past agreement and never in the moment. The honeymoon is only a memory. Right now, they somehow get along with their life, with their boss, with their co-workers, with the neighbors, and finally with their wives. The celebration of the moment is lost. Is your life for fulfilling your past commitment and keeping appointment on your calendar, or do you live the hours or day in a way what is deserved to be remembered in your and other calendar? You must be very upset with yourself by now. But hold on, take a break. You still have the chance to celebrate life. At least fully shout out, ha ha ha, I am a fool. Fool can enjoy life. If you are serious, you have missed the point. My guru was laughing at himself a lot. Then we also laughed with him. Laughing at oneself is a curative, laughing at others is a poison. What have you learned? A car without brake ends up in uncontrolled accident. Life with our voluntary stop runs into misery. Changing habits require dismantling the fort of identity built from repeated doing. Death is a relief from a body which can be reborn and fresh by emptying the past. Personality shift can start only with dissolution of the previous person. There is a lot of difference between learning to do something well and opening oneself to able to do anything. The first one is effortful and the second is effortless. I will do this at any cost is the word of dangerous person who is getting further bound to more action or karma. I can do anything. This is the experience of liberated soul. How do you dissolve the previous person? Contemplate, write down the person you would rather be. Here we come to end of the chapter 1. Thank you.